Well, here we are on Facebook. Today we're going to talk about the power of silence and stillness and anything else that doesn't mean or have anything to do with moving or energy. Although I'm going to take that back because it still has to do with energy. It's just not moving energy. And as an active person, you're going to hear me talk a lot about movement and a lot about energy because I'm dynamic and I have a lot going on in my head and in my body and in my emotions. And I need to kind of churn it and rotate it and roller coaster it and come to a greater self awareness level. But stillness is crucial because everything needs balance, right? If you go to the gym and work out, you have to work out your biceps and your triceps because they're alternating balancing muscles. And you don't want to end up really big because then you'll like start hunching over and looking too big in the front and not big in the back, and then you'll have back and neck problems. Balance is everywhere. Equilibrium is a fact of life. It's in nature, it's in your body. So if you want to move and start moving a little bit more and get a little bit more comfortable just with your body taking off and get, whether it's that you're getting up off the couch or you've been active for a while and you're going to start doing triathlons, wherever you're at, right? If you're going to start moving more, you also have to balance that with a little bit more stillness, a little bit more sitting. Because I'll tell you right now, I think the biggest element of poison about COVID is how much people were sitting with their thinking. And for me, as I talk to people in the after effects of the past couple of years, it's just this incredibly strong sense that I get that their own mind has poisoned them. They sat behind a screen, they sat in front of a TV, they got more strongly opinionated, they clicked into their mind day in, day out, and they really didn't know how to find balance and stillness in their head. I had trouble with it, and I have an active self examination and higher power type practice of prayer and meditation and movement as such. But it's been difficult because I don't really believe in our society, probably in most societies, that growing up we were taught this is how you calm yourself, this is how you get still, this is what you make of the thoughts that you think. This is what you might want to think about instead of thinking about something else. Oh, no, no, no. I didn't learn anything like that. I either thought or felt things, they came out of my mouth. I was told they were good or bad. And so as an adult, I had to come to some realization of, gosh, I have all this energy and I want to move and how do I get still so I can balance that energy and I could also come to greater self realizations so that I can actually be more effective in my work? Because I'm going to tell you, as someone who's historically had a very powerful racing mind, when I first started sitting, and I'm just talking sitting in a chair and not moving and not touching my phone for 5 minutes. I'm not talking top of the mountain, 4 hours of like Buddha Zen master shit here. I'm talking just being able to be still and start breathing and start getting close to myself. Just getting closer to myself as if I was a guy I wanted to date. I'd be asking questions, I'd be interested, I'd be wanting to find out more. And I wonder sometimes why we don't do that with ourselves in a healthy way. And for me, it all comes back to this idea of balance, that if in fact I can't sit with myself, if I don't learn how to understand my own thoughts and feelings, I'm toxic everywhere I go. I'm disruptive everywhere I go. And then if I can't be with myself also, the internal turmoil just magnifies and just goes on and on and on and on and on. And then I'm anxious and I'm depressed and I'm full of self-pity. And these are the kinds of things. They're real emotions. They're there. They're always going to be there. I'm a very happy, highly energetic person who might wake up next Tuesday feeling like the world sucks and I'm in the middle of the shithole. And the fact of the matter is that like feelings are not facts, but they're there. I have to address them. I have to understand them. And then I have to move with them, which might mean staying home, staying dark, staying in bed, or move out of them or away from them, depending on what the answer is that I get from some connection to a higher consciousness, right? So stillness and sitting, give yourself, I'm going to give you an exercise to do today. It's just 10 minutes without looking at this thing. 10 minutes. 10 minutes goes by like that. 10 minutes is as long as it takes me to like heat up some food, right? 10 minutes is nothing in your day, because without that balance of being where my feet are, learning how to be in the moment, which, by the way, this moment will pass and it will never come again. How you feel, what you're thinking, it's all extraordinary stuff. Like who you are and what's happening inside of you, the way you think, the way you feel, the way you love, your problems, your energy, your resentment, your situations, your stress. It's like, own it, be in it, learn to love it, because from everything that's happening to you right now, in the stillness, in the silence, where your body is and where your feet are, is love. And this tremendous sense that you could be anything that you want to be. But we forget, because this thing goes on and on and on with self-doubt and anxiety and all these other things that are full of lack. So the power today of silence is the power of abundance of energy, abundance of stillness, abundance of knowing that everything's all right. It's not gonna be all right. Everything is all right today. So find yourself some power in the stillness today. Find yourself in a little silence. Oh, and I'm gonna go on for one more second about silence in conversation. People interrupt people. It's a horrible habit that we've gotten into. Sometimes, with friends, you're kvetching and it's like, but, and you're interrupting each other, and that's the flow because you're like excited to talk. But I can't tell you, I'm fortunate I have a lot of friends who will listen to me without interrupting, but I can't tell you how many conversations I have that I can't get through 3 sentences before being interrupted by people. And so, I don't know, I just think it's super crucial for my own self-esteem to really connect with someone I'm talking to stop myself from interrupting, stop myself from having to say something, stop myself from having to be right, stop myself from having to correct, and just be there and like take them in and hear them. It's so incredibly validating, and we need that from each other. So, on to the next thing, which is going to see my mother. I hope you all have a great day.